Good morning.
Hello.
So anyway, hats.
I have about 7 or 8 hats. I don't think I'll ever wear a flat cap. I'm not sure I have the face for it.
I can't breathe.
I don't own a scarf. I don't need to own a scarf. I'm not outside long enough to require wearing a scarf.
Basically, as much scarf as you would need.
People just don't take the hats off indoors anymore.
Like somebody's chomping down on some food, wearing a hat. It just seems, I don't know, somehow grotesque.
Classic hats. We should bring hats back. I think hats should be brought back.
We should bring back the bowler. I've got a bowler hat.
Do you now?
I do.
You need to prove to me that you own a bowler hat. Put it on. Put it on.
No, I won't.
Okay. I wouldn't mind a sombrero at some point, actually. A Stetson and some snakeskin boots.
I'd be keen to be part of a movement to bring back the bowler hat.
Do it.
Welcome to the Tuesday Show with CJ and Ted.
So anyway, hats.
I have about 7 or 8 hats. Most of them Green Bay Packer themed.
Yeah.
So
Are you all baseball caps, or have you got any other type of hat?
all the hats I own are this type. Actually, no, that is a lie. That is a lie. I still have my old beret from when we were in the organisation.
Yeah.
I have my old peak.
Yeah.
And my chip hat as well. But I never.
Oh, right.
Obviously, for obvious reasons, I do not wear them out and about ever. They live in boxes.
Yeah.
Or specifically one box with all 3 hats in.
Yeah. I've got a beret just here behind me.
I spotted that earlier on, actually. Yeah.
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 Did you?
Yeah, because I thought you had your peak there at one point.
Yeah, I did. It's somewhere about. Oh, it's over there somewhere in the distance.
Put it on. Put it on.
No, I won't.
Okay.
I refuse.
Now who's boring?
Yeah. So no, but I was thinking about hats because it's a bit of a trope, isn't it? Oh, people don't wear hats anymore. But actually, I've noticed that a lot of people do wear hats, but mostly baseball caps.
Yep.
Or obviously in the winter, like beanies and stuff like that. So I don't know. Are people bringing hats back, or am I just noticing them?
I feel like it's maybe you're noticing them, but I feel like hats are they are just casual wear now. No one really wears them formally anymore, unless you're in an emergency, so the police or armed forces. But I was thinking about this the other day, actually. That's on my way home from Red Hill on the train the other day.
Mm-hmm.
There was a guy came and sat next to me. He had quite a nice blue suit on, white and blue striped shirt. He had a classic umbrella with the old wooden curved handle on it.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like the only thing that he was missing was a bowler hat, and he would have been your classic London banker.
Yeah.
He literally just needed a bowler hat, and I really wish he had one. But he didn't. But I mean, very smartly dressed gentleman. Clearly, I guess making a lot of money doing whatever it is he's doing. And I was like, you just need a bowler hat, and that would finish that look off. 100% finish the look off.
Yeah. I've got a bowler hat.
Do you now?
I do.
I feel like this should be a prove it situation.
A what?
Prove it situation. You need to prove to me that you own a bowler hat.
I don't have it at the studio.
Next time, you bring a bowler hat.
If I can remember where it is.
Yeah. But I do feel, like you say, hats they're just casual now. People just don't wear them formally anymore, or just in general. I mean, truth be told, because I've grown my hair out a little bit, I generally don't really wear these that much anymore. It's only, excuse me, for recording this that I tend to wear hats, or if it's a particularly sunny day and I want to keep the sun out of my eyes, I'll put a hat on and pull the brim down to keep the sun out of my face or whatever. But pretty much it now. I also feel like I'm, I don't want to say growing up a little bit, but I feel like I'm growing up a little bit and don't require hats. What was I watching? I caught something the other day, and I was like, Oh, I know what it was. I was watching American football game the other day, and there was like a former player was doing like work on the sidelines. He was like a ball person, so he'd pass out balls or collect balls in or whatever.
Yeah.
And they did like a bit of a mini interview with him because he's a former player. And he was there with his hat on, and he basically said, "Yeah, I'm happy to be working for the NFL Network." And he basically went, "As long as I'm wearing my hat, I'll be here to give good customer service." And I was like, I wonder if that's what people at McDonald's say as well. Yeah, as long as I'm wearing my hat, I'll give good customer service. And I was like, I just feel like that's the wrong thing to say. To my mind, it just feels like the wrong thing to say about wearing a hat.
You mean that if you're suggesting that if he wasn't wearing a hat, he wouldn't be giving good customer service?
Well, that's what he suggested.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's what he said. He was like, as long as I'm wearing my hat, you'll get good customer service. I was like, but yeah, what if you're not wearing a hat? Are you gonna be a dick? Okay, fair enough. Whatever.
That's another place where hats are worn, though, like in McDonald's. But I think if they didn't wear hats, they'd probably have to wear hairnets, wouldn't they?
Hairnets, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I'm pretty sure, if you got long hair, you're still supposed to wear a hairnet anyway to stop it from falling out or whatever. But yeah, no, I think we should bring hats back. I think hats should be brought back.
But I do think you're right about bowler hats, though. I particularly if you're in London and you see people dressed in such a way that the only thing they are missing is a bowler hat, and they would look infinitely smarter with a bowler hat on.
Yep.
We should bring back the bowler.
Yeah. Genuinely, this guy that was sat next to me, he could have, as he stood up to get off the train, thrown a bowler hat onto his head, and I don't think anybody would have batted an eyelid. He just looked that smart, just in general. Like I say, with the type of umbrella that he had. I'm pretty sure he had a briefcase, or at least a laptop bag that looked quite smart anyway. And I was just like, I'd be like, yeah, good on you. If he did that, I'd be like, nice one. Yeah. What a hero. But yeah, I mean, a lot of gentlemen do wear flat caps. Some ladies wear flat caps.
Yeah, actually, no, I have a flat cap, so I wear that in the if it's winter, because a decent tweed flat cap will stop rain.
Yeah, absolutely.
For a period, for a period of time. Eventually, it's going to permeate through, but generally speaking, it will protect the head.
Yeah, and again, you can keep the sun out of your face, keep the wind off your face by pulling the peak down a little bit, and I don't think I'll ever wear a flat cap. I'm just not sure I have the face for it. Although I know plenty of people who are kind of around my age that do wear flat caps. Yeah. And they look fine. Yeah. It's just, I guess it's just a me thing. I'm just not really into flat caps that much.
The other hat I wear, and I wore it. Obviously, we've had very good weather, so it was pretty much required. It's a Panama. So I got a Panama hat,
nice.
Which is good for the summer. Again, protective, good protective wear, but protecting you from the sun.
Yeah, so it's protecting you from the elements, isn't it?
Because actually, a baseball cap, whilst that might protect your eyes from the sun, it could be a bit hot.
Yeah,
you end up with a bit of a hot head, and then you take the hat off, and you've got crazy hair.
Yeah, crazy hat hair. Yeah. But I've thought about Panamas and classic hats. I just can't think of situations where I'd require them. It's like long coats. I love a long coat. I used to have a calf length smart overcoat, like a woolen overcoat, years ago. And I loved it. It was so comfortable and really warm in the winter. Like it really stopped the wind from cutting through you. But I just don't have a requirement for it. I don't really walk anywhere that would require it, and I don't like wearing coats when I'm driving. And there's no point in getting out of a car, putting on a long coat to walk into the office to then take it off again immediately.
Yeah,
it just doesn't seem like a sensible option. So I don't have one anymore. Plus the fact I grew out of it, but So yeah, it's kind of on the same vein as that. Long coats don't really, like I say, unless you commute by train and you spend a lot of time outside, standing on a platform waiting for the train to come. That's where coats and hats, I think, really come into their own. And scarves as well. I don't own a scarf. I don't need to own a scarf. I'm not outside long enough to require wearing a scarf.
Also, it needs to be really cold. The problem is, I don't like things like, I find I get very stuffy very quickly. So if I've got a scarf on, it has to be really cold. It has to be like, I need a scarf to put a scarf on.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I'll get very stuffy very, very quickly.
Yeah.
So I quite like... so there's something good about having... winter time is quite good, because I don't get that stuffy feeling. But as soon as I put a scarf on, and I go indoors, it's like... I can't breathe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but even when you're outside, if your scarf is a bit too thick, I just find I'm just like, it's just uncomfortable, and I just want to get it off. And I'd rather wear like a polo neck jumper, or I've got a couple of
but that's like a scarf that you can't take off.
Yeah, so but again, that's a I'm outside kind of wear, and I need to keep my neck warm. Yeah, because I'm outside for a long time. It's not something I'd wear day to day. I mean, even a hoodie's pushing it a little bit, but at least with a hoodie, you can kind of, pull it around like that and go, there you go. Neck is breeze free. But maybe that's why.
If you're wearing a hoodie under another jacket, that also works, because then the hood can be on the outside and kind of create basically as much scarf as you would need. I mean, you don't need scarf here, do you?
No, exactly.
You need scarf around the back of your neck if you've got the wind blowing.
And that's all it really is, isn't it? It's the back of the neck. When the wind kind of catches you, you just kind of pull the collar up a little bit, and there you go. Job done. Yeah. Piece of cake. But yeah, it's funny how fashions change over time. And yeah, hats are definitely something that I'd like to make better use of, but until I really see a need for it, I don't think I will.
Also, having a full head of hair
creates problems.
A glorious full head of hair means that I don't have the issue of thinking, well, I'd like to wear a hat just to give myself some protection, which I'm sure that you don't have if you've got no hair. But also to sort of cover up the fact that you're missing all your hair.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I'd like to. I mean, I had a bush hat at one point, like an Australian type leather bush hat. I've no idea where it is.
Did you have corks on it?
You what? Corks?
Did you have corks on it?
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
No, I don't want to go that far. No, I bought that hat at the Royal International Air Tattoo in 2001. I remember it because it was basically all I could afford at the time. So I think it cost me like £30. And yeah, I had that thing for years, and I wore it everywhere for years. But I don't really remember what happened to it. I know I don't have it anymore, I can tell you that much. I think I might just got rid of it because, again, never wore it. Didn't have the need to wear it.
Yeah.
So yeah, just got rid of it in the end.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind getting one of those back, or Stetson maybe. A Stetson and some snakeskin boots. That's what I need, and a bolo tie, of course, to go with my shirt and jeans, and a massive belt buckle. That's make myself look like I'm from Texas. And walk into a bar, we'll get some spurs on my boots as well to make the noise as I walk in, and then just be like, all right, and just identify myself as completely British at that point.
Good morning.
That's it. Hello.
Good morning.
See,
I would definitely wear a cowboy hat in America.
It's just it's almost like the law. You have to do it.
Yeah.
If you go to, especially like
well, not New York or anything like that, but
no, but the southern state, your Texas, Arkansas, or Arizona, it's just almost like the law. Just grab yourself a Stetson. But again, it's functional wear. It's there to keep the sun off your face and neck. and to stop you from burning. That's what they're there for.
Well, I think we should definitely go and do the Tuesday show on tour. Go to Texas and wear big hats.
The biggest ones we can find, like brims like out here,
just
comedically
Spike,
large.
have you seen like this Spike Milligan?
Yeah,
where he has the big hats.
Just comedically large, Stetsons.
Massive.
Sir, you're standing on my hole.
You must be a funny sheep.
That's why I wear a mask. Who's a saying so?
Matt Dillon, Marshal of Dodge City, I'm giving you 5 minutes to get your balls off my green.
You calling me and my successful TV series a liar, sir?
No, sir. Me and my even more successful TV series is just telling you to get your balls off my green.
It's fighting talk from where my successful TV series comes from.
Okay, me and my even more successful TV series is telling you and your successful TV series to shoot out high noon stars on Sundays 6:15 Yorkshire television colour.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, comedically large Stetsons. That would be amazing. Yeah. I wouldn't mind a sombrero at some point, actually.
Yeah.
Just to say, I own a sombrero.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll wear it on the show. And
There's some sombreros you got to be careful because then you're getting into the realms of cultural appropriation.
well, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so. But when I don't know, when did that really become a thing? I just want to. It's a hat. Just let me wear the hat. I'm not here to take the piss out of anyone.
Yeah. I just like big hats.
I just like comedically large sombreros. Jeez. Not like I've got one of those ponchos and then a couple of revolvers going Reba.
Would you have you ever worn a bearskin hat?
No.
Maybe not.
No, I'm assuming you have.
No, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
No. I would have thought you had.
No, it comes as a surprise to me as well. It seems like the sort of thing I would have done.
Yeah. I would like to wear a bearskin, just to pick one up and feel how heavy they actually are.
Yeah.
And then put it on my head and just be like, Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
as I slowly crumble into a pile, because they're so heavy.
I've worn one of the household cavalry helmets, the metal ones, like the dress ones with the plume at the top. That's very heavy.
I say they're heavy, I'll bet. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to be,
No. Could you imagine though? Could you imagine when those types of headwear were working dress? Back in the day, Napoleonics, peninsulas, and so forth. And you just think the weight of those things.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to be a very strong person to wear that. To wear that all day, march up and down, or march across country, wearing that stuff and carrying all your kit as well, which would have been super heavy because it's because it was just heavier back then. Amazing feat of physical prowess.
Yeah,
at that point, I think.
I suppose not so bad for the cavalry because they were on horses, but
even then, with that armor and heavy helmet, you just feel it crushing you as you sat on a horse. And what about the horses? Jesus, I feel sorry for them. Because they would have just. I mean, I guess horses for courses. They'd just been like, okay, whatever, heavy, get used to it.
Horses for sauces. They probably wouldn't. They probably wouldn't take the whole lot. Have everything on all at once.
No.
And if you're going to battle, then that's the whole point of these things. It's not now the things that we see on parades are ceremonial.
Yeah.
And they have a ceremonial meaning because they're a traditional garb, whereas back then they were functional. So it's the same as saying like for example body armor. Well, you don't walk around the barracks wearing body armor all the time.
No, of course not.
But it is part of the uniform, but it's part of the uniform when you're in battle.
Yeah.
When you're in battle, yes, you've got a drawn sword and you've got, chest plates and helmets and things like that.
Because that's part of your CFO at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you'd have other types of dress. Some with sequins.
Spaghetti straps and
yeah, strappy tops.
Yeah,
espadrilles. I don't know what I'm talking about now. Just saying women's wear words.
Women's wear words.
Yeah.
Sandals.
But yeah, sometimes I think it'd be nice if hats were worn more. The other benefit, of course, with the hat is you can tip your hat. Obviously you can't do that. It's not so easy to do it with a baseball cap. But if you're wearing like a standard hat or a bowler hat, one that easily lifts off the head, then you can greet people and raise your hat as a mark of respect.
That's definitely a bowler hat thing, isn't it? Where you used to go,
yeah.
Now it's well, no one really does it anyway, and it upsets me. It upsets me, and I realise the controversial nature of what I'm about to say, or the hypocritical nature of what I'm about to say. But it does annoy me when I see people wearing hats indoors. He says wearing a hat indoors.
Yeah,
but this is all about branding, though. Come on.
Well, yeah, absolutely, and also you're in front of a green screen, so you could quite easily change that to an outdoor scene, perhaps a charming farmyard scene or a desert or something like that. Next time we record, I'll do that. I'll set up so I'm like outside somewhere. But yeah, people just don't take the hats off indoors anymore. And it's one of those weird things. And I think that might be part of why hats have kind of not died out, but become less frequently worn because there's no real function for them inside. It's like if you when you go to the workplace, it's not the done thing to wear a hat while you're indoors, unless you work in a restaurant or where you are required to wear one for whatever reason. But if you go to an office, no one wears a hat in an office. It's not the done thing. So there's no point in wearing a hat at all. So you might as well just not wear one. Yeah, because you only come out of the office and then into the car. It's only a few steps away. Exactly. No, I get that. What does annoy me particularly, what grinds my gears, you might say, is people wearing hats whilst they're eating. Yeah. Yeah, if you go into a restaurant, I say restaurant, like even McDonald's or something like that, like somebody's chomping down on some food wearing a hat, it just seems, I don't know, somehow grotesque. Yeah, it just doesn't seem appropriate, does it? You just think, because I'm with you, I just think to myself that, just take your hat off. Why are you wearing a hat? Maybe it's, if I wore a hat whilst I was eating, I'd just be sweating constantly. Just I don't get it. But again, it's the things like that have just kind of gone away. People don't understand anymore. But oh, excuse me. But yeah, I think that's and it's certainly why I don't really wear hats that much anymore. Just there's not really a lot of call for it. I might I might stick one on in the winter if I'm going out driving somewhere. Just I've got a hat on. During the summer, definitely not. It's just too hot. Especially sat in the car. It's just that's good reason to put a hat on, though. What? Just because? So that you got a hat on. Yeah, just because I've got. Because if you didn't have a hat on, you wouldn't be able to say you've got a hat on. Exactly. I mean, makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. What I'm here to do makes sense. I guess. But yeah, it's a weird. Yeah, it's a very strange thing. Yeah, we just don't really do hats. Yeah. Apart from, like you say, baseball caps, and I do the thing. If I'm walking around and someone says hello, I do kind of do a hey. Yeah. I don't lift my hat off, but I'm give them a little. Yeah. But again, if you're wearing a Stetson, it works even better. You're just like that. Howdy. Yeah. Yeah. I think that works out quite well. But I would be keen I'd be keen to be part of a movement to bring back the bowler hat.
Do it. I think you should.
Yeah.
I think you should. I just don't think I could dress well enough to warrant a bowler hat. It'd look very out of place if I wore it.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously it goes with the suit, but there's suits and the suits. So, like the chap that you mentioned on the train, he was missing a bowler hat. There were plenty of people who were wearing suits, but they still look like, the CEO's driver in Smart Civvies.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't look like a bowler hat would really work.
No, so bowler hat, you're talking, a 3-button jacket, done up, immaculately tailored, of course, double cuffs, black tie, and then, bowler hat. But yeah, like the generic suit that most people wear just wouldn't look right. Even if it was a black suit, if it's just, generic off the shelf, it wouldn't look right. Yeah, it like you say, it's a specific style that would suit the bowler. So yeah, bowler hats, everyone. Buy a bowler hat.
That was The Tuesday Show.
Get in touch with us. All the links are in the description. And until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.